What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support is just incredible, Cancer, especially during our birthday season, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey because all this Cancerian energy, how could we not be? Mercury, depending on when you're watching this, Mercury just entered Cancer, so now it's just all lovely Cancer. We're thinking intuitive. But with this weekly video, whenever you happen to come across this video, Cancer, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems. Feeling lovely. Thumbs up is getting a little better adjusted there, Cancer. Just great energy all around here. So Cancer, what I'm going to do is pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, excuse me, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case of you all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Cancer. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching as well. Very intuitive group, got all kinds of different styles there, so definitely check them out, Cancer. But let's get your first card here, which we got some decisions to make, Cancer, because I got a 7th card of Capricorns, our opposite sign, the 4th Road card. And with this card, this is a card of direction change, options, free will choice, opportunity, alternatives, multiple choice, the moment of truth, crisis, possibilities, turning point, and change in circumstances. And so, Cancer, it's like we got a decision to make here. And I do find when we are in those kind of like those forked in a road type of situations, and sometimes it can get to this place where it can seem like a lot to have to be in a situation where you need to make like one or the other type of choice here. And it may feel like sometimes that stuff is kind of out of your control here. It's almost like your back's been kind of forced into the wall, Cancer. But the fact that we got options still says a lot, you know, because we do still have a free will choice, even if it only feels like 2 options at that moment. And especially being in all this Cancerian energy, you know, Sun being in Cancer and Mercury, you know, the planet of intellect, you know, being able to connect on an emotional level. This is a great time to really kind of tune in to see which one feels right, you know. Sometimes that can maybe seem a little, you know, kind of strange, you know, putting that sort of like trust out in the universe and things along those lines. But I find, Cancer, especially for us, when we follow where our heart's taking us, bet we're gonna figure it out. You know, like we're the water cardinal sign, you know, and cardinals, they take action, you know. It may excuse me, it may take, you know, maybe compared to Capricorn, that Capricorn may, everyone has a different style of kind of delivering it, Cancer. And it even comes down, because you know what, my sun sign's in Cancer, but I don't have a lot of strong, you know, cardinal placements other than that. You know, I have a lot of fixed energy in mind. So it's like, it's more so getting that thing started and then kind of nurturing that. But once I get started, it's like, man, move. So, but all that to say, this may feel almost like we're kind of doing like a coin toss, or that there's like this, almost like, I'm not sure, Cancer, do you know that uncertainty can feel a little weird at first? Because even looking at this card, you know, it seems like it's a little bit lighter over here and a little darker over here. And even when we think about going down that darker path, that doesn't mean it's always going to be dark forever. There's going to be growth on either side, you know? Because here's the thing. Even though we may start off sunny, that doesn't mean there's not going to be any more challenges after that, Cancer. Just adjust to the circumstances. But let's get some tarot on this to get some more details. That's what I'm talking about. 9 of Cups. Go on, tell them. because that's pretty much the archetype that the energy is taking on right now. I feel like, especially with Mercury being in Cancer, it's that head and heart connection. All right, Cancer. So you got the King of Cups. I'm just sitting there just talking about them. You got the King of Cups, the Princess of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Six of Cups, Cancer. And you know, and that's funny. I love that this is King Cups Pisces card, but look at that crab that he has there. Even he needs to call on his Cancerian energy every now and again. And the King of Cups is very emotional. He's a type that he's going to follow his heart. He's going to think about, and even too, he's supposed to represent the ocean, you know, and everything that's going down in the ocean is a lot. So, and there's can be, you know, it can be frustrating considering all these options, and you're even feeling like we're restricted in options, Cancer, you know, because maybe this is in a state where I feel like with the Princess of Swords, it's like taking all of these, because sometimes I feel like when we're in this, especially when it feels like our backs are against the wall, you know, can get in like this kind of panic state here, Cancer. And I feel like with the Princess of Swords, you know, it's grounding that stuff here and remembering with the Six of Cups. You know, this could be a card of nostalgia, thinking of the past. You've gotten things figured out once, and we can definitely do this again and make more memories. And it feels that because it's interesting that this is a card of pleasure, but I feel like this is more so almost saying like finding pleasure and enjoying kind of the ride, Cancer, enjoying the ups and downs that life tends to throw at you, because after you do kind of process them and kind of get to that place where, you know, things are starting to get back in order, because the Cancer, remember too, it's just like we've had problems like this in the past, but now we've leveled up since then, and so the challenges get a little trickier. But when we are able to look at that and see how much we've grown and really rise to the occasion when we really need to, Cancer, because the crab here in this King of Cups represents the power of the ocean. So that says a lot there, Cancer, you know, as being the crab. So, you know, you got power, you know, to fight these conflicts and anything that these either decisions throw at you here. And know that there are going to be more pleasurable times, Cancer. There are going to be more times of fun here. It's not going to be, even if we go down the darker path and it starts off kind of rocky, kind of bumpy, kind of maybe a little tumultuous at first, there's going to be good stuff time there. This is going to be a good time there, Cancer. So just something to think about. It's making those new memories each time that we go. All right, Cancer, let's get some more on this. Thank you. All right, Cancer. So we got the art card here, nice, and then we got a little bit of gain here, Cancer. We got hopefully a lot of gain. Then we got the 90 disc here. You know, Cancer, with the 90 disc, in order to get that gain, you know, this is Venus in Virgo here. This is working towards that Empress energy. You know, when we're working on this gain here, you know, working with the decisions that we've made, this is an opportunity for you, Cancer, to create some. Because sometimes it can feel like we've been dealt like a weird hand sometimes, Cancer. You know, when you've been in those kind of like tough times and it's just like, you know, really not, really got to really calling your bluff here. But I feel like that this is, remember, there's going to be a time and a place where, again, it's not just going to keep you down all the time. There's going to be balance in this, and there's going to be that big win, get to that big evolvement. It's just that there's some roads, just because even when you think about Capricorn energy, you know, our opposite sign, they're ruled by Saturn, and Capricorn's kind of a slow burn. You know, it's not that they're not going to get success along the way, but it's like when you really think about the goals that they want to achieve. You know, I feel like Capricorn's going to, you know, we all can do big things, but, you know, to be the achievers of the Zodiac, you know, it shows a certain level of determination and grit that we all can channel into. And it's just remembering that it's all blended together, or something like that, Cancer. And I feel like it's leading to like your expansion. It's because Sagittarius energy, they're about that spirituality, that wisdom, and we're getting ready to get into a very reflective period here over these next this summer season. I feel like one is going to be a very interesting time, Cancer, as far as like how growth and things go. So, but there is gain to be had, Cancer. It's not just again not just going to be all just doom, gloom, and up against the wall there. It's all about getting into that. The big picture is going to be abundance, success. I'm looking at you, Empress. All right. Let's get another oracle on the mix. Thank you. Interesting, Cancer. So you got the 6th card of Pisces here, which is the childhood card. And with this card, this is a card of innocence, playful, growing, friendship, lightness of being, foundation, need of others, revisit the past, loving life, no worries, inexperience, growth, and new beginnings. You know, that's what's getting ready to happen, Cancer. A lot of growth, new beginnings, I feel like this is an energy where we are, when you find yourself, when you've made these decisions and you're kind of getting the foundation set up, it can be hard to not stay in like that kind of like worried place. It's just like, did I make the right decision? Should I have gone with this way instead? Is it too late to go back? And gets in a very interesting energy there, Cancer. And I feel that if this is one thing that how you got the need of others here. If this is something where this thing has been kind of stressing you out, not quite sure maybe which direction you're wanting to go, or if we're making the effort, just like if we're just want a little more solidification in the decision that you're making, then this could be too where we are maybe reaching out for others. When I'm recording this, the moon is in Libra, great time to connect with people, the lovely energy, Cancer. But for some others, I do feel like that there may be this, because when this childhood card comes up sometimes, the revisit the past, and considering that our sign is rooted in ancestry and then the family and things. This could be maybe for some others, because the 6 of Cups deals with the past as well. Maybe there's some past things that maybe need some mending here, Cancer, with the art card popping up here. Maybe we had some frustrations from childhood, or maybe just some, because Princess of Swords is very interesting energy. When she's in it, she's really in it. And because you see here, it's like you would have thought she was having a whole battle here, but it's just, I like to point out here, it's just her in the picture. And so it just seems like for some others, maybe if we're noticing that just something here has been, just maybe hasn't been just out of balance or something along those lines, Cancer, because the art card can also be a card of balance, finding that, bringing that light and that darkness, like on these 2 roads here, bring those energies together. So feels like that maybe for something there to find, there may be a little nugget of wisdom, a little way for us to grow even more here, Cancer. But let's get some tarot on this. Thank you. All right, Cancer. Here's Capricorn. Got the devil here. And so for some, I feel like when we are in this place of just like at a crossroads here, we do want to be mindful of overindulgence, whether that be, the traditional drug, sex, alcohol, maybe gambling here, or this could even be maybe getting caught up in like, low self-esteem, or even just even, and this could be too, maybe just like we've been staying stuck in like in like a frustrated energy or something along those lines, maybe kind of playing a scene in the head over and over again, Cancer. And if this is something where we've noticed that maybe we haven't been feeling as light as of late, maybe there's something that has been kind of weighing on you here, then just when it makes sense, Cancer, the 6 of Cups, this is the Sun in Scorpio. When you think about Scorpio energy, they're going to, if there's some darkness that needs to be addressed and ultimately going to bring that lightness of being, then they're going to go for it. I love Scorpio energy. They just go for it. But there's, and again, go for it as it makes sense, Cancer, but it is something I feel that if not addressed, it tends to fester, and then it eventually kind of spirals into a Tower moment, and then or a Hanged Man situation. It's not to scare you, Cancer, but it's just get you in a meditative state here, you know? Because it's, you know, the devil he has a very unorthodox way of checking if we're okay, you know? So when we find that balance, when we think we're feeling good, then the devil pops in and just like, yeah, and then, you know, just kind of really gets in your face. And you know, the thing is, it's not meant to keep you down. It's just to show that, okay, you were good in this scenario. Now here's another scenario that's coming up here. How we feeling? Still feeling as strong? Still feeling as balanced? And if we feeling good, devil's like, all right, bye. I'll catch you later, but I will catch you later. You know, it's a very, he's aggressive sometimes, but it's all coming from a loving place there, Cancer. Or oh, so I got your back there. Thank you. Let's see what else we got here, Cancer. Oh, there we are. So you got the Five of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and then the lovely Queen of Cups. And let's talk about this, Cancer. Because maybe for some others, you know, because this is something too, let's just get back a little bit into, because I didn't quite get into the other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah, especially since we got husband and wife here, Knight of Cups. Maybe for some, you know, if we have some old childhood things, you know, maybe we had, I don't want to necessarily say toxic, but if we had something where things weren't, maybe feelings weren't expressed in a healthy way, or that there was just some sort of dissonance or something along those lines, Cancer, even if you don't have placements in the fourth house, just because we have the Cancer placements, there's going to be a bit of an anchor there. It may not be super heavy, but we are connected to the family, and it's something that, again, if these things, and revisit them as they make sense, but you know, I feel like we don't want to try to rush them, or you know, charge head on if we're not ready to take on what that looks like, you know. But I do feel like as we start dealing with this stuff, Cancer, remembering with the Queen of Cups, you know, to show yourself, create a safe space for that, you know, to feel those things, you know, to allow this to be experienced, to be processed, to be thought about. Then King of Cups, you know, and you know, then combine and then nurture that energy, you know, nurture that self, that devil side that may pop up there, Cancer, because this is not a defeat. This is a big win that's getting ready to happen, because now we're getting eyes on some things. You know, this allows to correct maybe any sort of like ingrained habits. Maybe we are a type that kind of charges gung-ho, or maybe we stay stagnant, or maybe there's, you know, however this may be translating, Cancer. You know, it can feel kind of heavy at first, you know, when we're facing these when we're looking at ourselves in a lesser light, you know, or maybe even people we care about, possibly even thinking, you know, this could be, you know, parental, this could be maybe even maybe people grown up with, however this is looking like, Cancer. But I do feel that it's a matter of perspective, and that takes some time to adjust that sometimes, you know. So like when you, it's an interesting place, Cancer. Hopefully you found that. Thought I had some more words on that, but oh, maybe I do. Let's get a little bit more on Queen of Cups. Let's get a little bit more on Queen of Cups. She's got some more she's got to say. Let's see what she's got. Thank you. Let's see what else we got here, Cancer. Interesting. So the Queen of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Swords here. And so I feel like with this energy, Cancer, it almost feels like that it's, how do I want to put this? Can I get one more? Okay. And we got Three of Cups here. And so I feel like it's how we think about ourselves, maybe, Cancer, in the sense of like if there's something here that maybe we learn about, maybe a past thing, maybe there's a situation that comes up where you may have understood as one thing, but then there's, I'm not sure, Cancer, it's like we're sitting with an idea or something along those lines. I feel like with the Eight of Wands, there's like this news that comes in. You know, I know that this is a card of news, but I don't read it like that often. It's usually it can be like an expansion coming in or something. With this being Mercury and Sagittarius, it's like an epiphany or something along those lines here. But considering you got all this Mercury and Sagittarius, Mercury and Cancer, I do feel like that there is an understanding of who you are, a growth that's getting ready, maybe that's getting ready to happen here, but there's something that's either needing to be revisited or just paying attention to areas that we've just been feeling kind of heavy in, or just, very interesting, Mark. All right, Cancer. Let's get one more oracle on the mix. Get your last one here. All right, Cancer. Interesting. Okay, so you got the fourth card of Aquarius here, which is the Corset card. And with this card, this is a card of held together, boundaries, restrictions, prim and proper, following rules, structured, buttoned up, perfect posture, holding it together, support, shapeshift, and people pleaser. And for some of you, Cancer, you know, I feel like that there's been this energy of where, because the people pleaser is popping out to me, and maybe this has been where we've been in a place where we've had to, because I mean that's standard of us, Cancer, you know, to sometimes to have such nurturing energy here. Let's put you in the middle, Cancer, make you front and center. But with with how nurturing our energy is, there can be a time where we do overgive, you know what I mean, Cancer, and can get to a place where we are trying to get everyone else in balance while neglecting our stuff as well, Cancer. And I just want to be something where we want to be mindful of that, because that gets in devil territory as well. It's very tricky how that type of stuff pops up here, but it almost feels like that maybe there's this almost like an energy, just thinking with the shapeshift here, that maybe because it's interesting that would come up with the Queen of Cups, because the Queen of Cups in this deck, she's an interesting Queen of Cups, because she is impressionable to all the energies of the other cards here. So she's essentially just like a mirror, Cancer. And it feels like that maybe for some, maybe we've taken on a lot, like an energy or something along those lines that's not entirely yourself, and it's there's a little emphasis on some boundaries here, Cancer. I feel like, you know, as far as like finding who you are, because that's an interesting place for the Queen of Cups to be sometimes, you know, when she's taking on, because then I feel like it's almost like maybe with this Ace of Swords here, it's just like finding the idea of who you are. Maybe we're making a decision that's, you know, if this is really a decision that you want to make, or if this is a decision maybe that others have wanted to make, or something along those lines, Cancer. Very interesting. Let's get some tarot on this. Thank you. All right, Cancer. Excuse me, that's a little bit interesting. Interesting, Cancer. Okay, so you have the Emperor, the Three of Disc, the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Ten of Disc here, Cancer. And let's switch back over, because that's an interesting, that's a lot, Cancer. A lot of stuff in our thoughts here with the Eight of Nine of Swords here, and potentially, you know, especially with the Devil popping up here, because the Seven of Cups is like my prelude to a Devil moment. So if we've been really kind of in our heads, you know, maybe with some decisions that we need to make, or maybe there's some, I don't know if there's some just sort of like maybe ingrained habits here that we're used to making, Cancer, but it feels like the foundation's rocky, you know, for potentially, you know, and you know, when it's dealing with this type of stuff here, that's it's going to be a lot of work, Cancer, but it is going to be rewarding work when we're able to get this control here, you know, get our stability back with the Emperor being here. But maybe this is for some. Maybe again, this could be maybe some sort of like childhood thing, and it's not a gender-specific reading, but just maybe there was just like an authoritative type of energy here, just thinking, you know, just with the Emperor here, that's, I don't know, because it's the Eight of Swords, card of interference here, Nine of Swords, card of cruelty. Maybe we've just got some weird, or not weird, but some potentially harmful just like thoughts maybe going on in our heads as far as like bringing ourselves down and things along those lines, Cancer. You know, maybe slowing the growth down a little bit. But I feel like if we can work maybe on just finding you again, Cancer, Queen of Cups, you know, finding, maybe this is just, maybe we've been just around a lot of energies for a while, you know, maybe just haven't had a space to just kind of Queen of Cups for a little bit, to just really kind of find center and kind of find this peace here, Cancer. It's very interesting, but I do feel like that this is something where if you, considering you got Nine of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles here, this is a great energy for us right now, especially with Jupiter being in Taurus for the next year, you know, because that's forming sextiles with our Cancer placements. This can present opportunities for change, Cancer, and it can be very beneficial, very easy flowing, but it's going to be one where we do got to take the leap when it makes sense there, and be ready to, and just think with that shapeshift, you know, just be ready to be adaptable to the situations here, but you know, just finding yourself in these, because, you know, the Eight of Wands can be, you know, some busyness that's coming up here. You know, we're getting into some more just a real electric energy there. So, yeah, all right, Cancer, I think I'm gonna leave that there. So, if anything resonated with you, if you like that, makes sense, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer. You know, this is interesting energy where maybe we're thinking about where we need to set boundaries, or maybe we're kind of keeping things held together, something like those, along those lines, Cancer. It could be some kind of painful stuff maybe that we might be keeping inside, so we just want to be just kind of mindful of that there. And if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified when I release videos each week. And then I'm on this, maybe this might be something to help get you in the Zen place here, Cancer. I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post like positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And then definitely as the group grows, I want to be able to, or I can post different meditation things, you know, where it's like maybe taking charge with the Emperor, or manifest with, or finding balance with the art card, or, you know, I don't know, Kieran, we're spitballing right now, but definitely check that out, Cancer. And then lastly, I don't know if you've heard, Cancer, but you have your own separate channel, just because I like you so much, and my sun signs in Cancer. So we gotta, and you know what? And it gives us a place for the Queen of Cups to geek out. Absolutely, and I love that you got her here, Cancer. But if you have your Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. Right, Monday through Friday. I got you, Cancer. We discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Got the Seven of Wands here. It's very interesting energy, Cancer, because the one thing with this card, Underneath this card is a Six of Wands. That's a card, and six of Wands of this deck is very nice. And that's the only one that's missing here. You got 5 and you got 7 here, Cancer. And when we get into the 7, that could be energies of maybe some of this heady energy, you know, as far as like maybe we're getting in our way of our Six of Cups here. I like to think of that one in the middle there. That one's looking a little tense and heated than the other ones. I like to think that represents us, you know, or maybe this could be a person that was limiting that, or a situation that may be kind of limiting that sense of victory there, Cancer. So I feel like it's getting eyes on that, seeing what creative ways can we do to get that fixed? You know, what actions can we take? You know, it's yeah, but let me get your other oracle card here. Thank you. Wait. Interesting, Cancer. All right, so you got the Heal card in reverse here. And so if there's any areas that you're noticing that's just needing a little more TLC, Cancer, a little more Queen of Cups energy, you know, maybe even a little, take it up even more of a notch, throwing a little Empress in there as well, Cancer. Maybe some of us have been in this place where we've just been kind of in your Emperor energy. You've just been kind of pushing, just been kind of working, just been, you know, just been doing the thing. But I do feel like at some point, you know, again, if we ignore these areas that may seem to be building up, or that are, I don't know, just have been neglected, you know, that stuff builds up over time. We already got to a devil situation here, and then we, you know, like I was saying, could get to a Hanged Man, could get to a Tower moment, you know, because you got 14 and 15. After that's the Tower. And so it's like, do you want to initiate this change and start? And it doesn't have to be anything massive, Cancer. It could be just something as simple as just even getting eyes on and acknowledging that there is something that needs to be adjusted, you know, and just getting it on your radar there. That's a huge step, Cancer. So, and two, I like that there's I always like this little snail on this card here, Cancer, because take it slow. This is not something where I feel like we want to rush this stuff, you know. Go at the pace that makes sense for you, okay? But yeah, Cancer, I think I'm gonna leave that there. So you stay safe out there. All these decisions, maybe some childhood stuff we're thinking about, maybe you've been feeling restricted and whatnot, Cancer. Raise your vibration to the roof. And do some healing, Cancer. You know, however that looks like. You know, maybe we're just going for a walk, maybe going for a drive, or maybe even visiting some of your, maybe at I don't know, like a park you went to as a kid, and maybe just hang out on the bench and just kind of ruminate, Cancer. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.